Thank you, DJ Suno, and welcome to another exciting episode of Park Talk Radio. It is a lovely night here with Dave, my good friend, long life-term friend and co-host. This is Bill. It is March 6th, and we're going to talk some park. How you doing today, Dave?
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Especially with those grenade launchers that don't make any sound effect. They're worse than the Jungle Cruise revolvers that at least go bang, bang. Do you hear them? They're banging.
I would beg to argue that half our listeners hadn't even been on Jungle Cruise when there were revolvers on there.
Disneyland Jungle Cruise still uses the pop cap revolver.
Cheaters.
And they have the cool ass piranhas.
I've never been on Disneyland Jungle Cruise.
Everything in Disneyland is pretty much better than Disney World.
You know, and I've had people tell me that you would be disappointed with Disneyland.
Oh my God, it's my favorite park.
But they're not obsessed with Disney historically like I am. So I think they don't get why I would love Disneyland. They just go there and they see, it being not as big, not as many attractions, and they think I wouldn't like it. I'm like, no, I would love the historical aspect of being there.
Well, there's also one point there. You said there's not as many attractions. That's factually wrong. Disneyland Resort in California, Anaheim, Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure combined, the two parks have more attractions than the four parks in Florida Disneyland combined.
And I wouldn't be able to kind of see that without you telling me that. But now that you think about it, you look at Disney, they've opened a lot of parks with very minimal attractions. So Animal Kingdom still has very minimal attractions available.
Still half a day unless you start diving into the delicious libations. Take me to the summit, Yak and Yeti, or Nomad Lounge. You can spend a full day there if you get lost in the jungle with those kinds of...
I like going and seeing the gorillas, but if you ever go to Animal Kingdom,
the Harambe
fun
Trail
fact,
is so good. Dicks out. Waggle
fun
them.
fact, don't ever show your teeth to a gorilla because it's a sign of weakness. Show them you mean business.
How do you do that? You show them your butt?
No, that's baboons.
Oh.
Just gorillas, you really could make the trainers happy if you showed up and did their job for them and just started beating on your chest and yelling at the glass. The trainers would love that.
I've never seen a trainer do that. I don't think that's true.
They might get mad at you for pissing off the gorillas.
Immediately tail spinning away. Dave and myself, Bill, we're happy to have you for another episode. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for episode 6 here. Apologies for last week. We went super long. I had a bit too much to enjoy. Didn't eat that day. Went and saw Dune 2. Freaking amazing. And kept drinking when I got on the mic and cracked some cold ones with Dave here. So, hey, that's how it goes sometimes, and we're not going to do it again. At least
that's how she goes, boys. That's how she goes.
Steady as she goes, the Rancooters, as they say. It won't happen again, at least for a few more episodes. So, thanks for bearing with us and enjoying, right?
I'm cracking cold ones right now, so I don't know what you mean.
I heard at least 3 cracks while we're doing pre-show. And it's unbelievable.
Listen, I just got off of work, and I've had the Cops film crew with me all day today, so it's time to crack some cold ones.
I'll leave it to the listener to discern if you were the one being filmed and arrested or another party involved.
You'll never know until it airs on TV.
I'm sure you'll post it because you said you were name dropping us on there.
A year from now, it should be aired or so, but I will definitely post the episode to our socials.
If they don't cut out you name dropping. If they cut it out, there's no point.
I'll just dub my voice.
Other media. Oh, you're gonna
I'll just dub my voice. I'll dub my voice over the episode, and I'll just say, Park Talk Radio, Park Talk Radio, Park Talk Radio. Every time somebody's mouth moves, it's gonna be me saying Park Talk Radio.
Favorite Japanese anime, Cops. 14 syllables come out. PTR. All right, folks. So if you want to get engaged, as Dave has been mentioning, you can join us on Facebook, Park Talk Radio. Join the group, like the page, as well as all our other social medias: Instagram, Twitter, X, Twitch, YouTube. We are now officially on YouTube. And spread the word on the show. Tell a friend. We love sharing the wealth of the information we do perpetuate here at PTR. We have it on every podcast platform. Spotify is our home for the time being. We also are on Apple, Google, YouTube, Podcast Addict, Acast, Pocket Cast, Castaway, Cast Your Reel, We're Reeling in Fish, and Stringing Our Lines. We'd love to have you join us. You can also send us an email. Questions, comments, concerns, criticisms, or anything you want to say. parktalkradio@gmail.com. Also, please, voicemails are always appreciated. We'll play you live on the show. Or send a text if you just want to be a bit more anonymous and want to send us a quick text. I might even text you back, or Dave may text you back. 407-490-2220. And that's it. There's our plugs. Now, Dave, it's been a little bit since we both have gone to a park. I have a couple park visits here queued up I want to talk about real quick. Is there any parks that you've visited recently? I always like what you have to talk about. You got the OWA, or the King Kahuna? Big Dick Park?
Big Kahuna. Big Kahunas.
Oh,
Big Kahunas.
Big old Kahunas.
Big Kahuna's Adventure and Thrill Park.
That's right. And then you have the OWA.
OWA.
OWA. Those are two different parks, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're a couple hours away from each other.
Any new parks or any parks you visited, be it a state park, a beach park, or another random theme park you want to enlighten us all about?
I drive through Henderson Beach State Park every day almost.
Oh,
which is
what's
just
the
the
big
beach.
draw there? The beach.
The beach. The beach.
Sand
beach.
and its coarseness. What a delight.
The sand where I live, it's like people compare it to powdered sugar. So.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't taste as good though. I got drunk and tried it. It's not as good.
Is there any boardwalk or anything at this Henderson Beach Park?
No, that's mostly just beach. But we've got a fishing pier right in the area that's pretty awesome. There's usually 3 big tiger sharks swimming around it. I have to dive that for pier cleanups all the time.
Oh.
So there's a lot of cool stuff to do around here. But not many theme parks. I do plan on trying to make my way up to Wild Adventures here in the next few months over the summer. But I'll cover that when
we
it
love
comes.
some on location.
On location.
Well, in my past weekend, and a little bit before, but after last week's episode, I made my stop around 3 different parks myself. I was able to stop over at MGM, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Universal Studios Orlando, or USF, sorry, Universal Studios Florida, and Disney's EPCOT. You've been to all these. I know this. Though I want to touch on a brief couple things. My dad was in town for his birthday. Got to hang out with him, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend. It's a good time. So we started.
I
off
love your dad.
Oh, he's
your dad's a good dude.
He's so good. He's a cool cat.
He is awesome.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have. He's been listening to the show. He said we do great. We're movie stars. Which I told him, Pop,
that's awesome.
We're on a podcast. We can't be on movies. We're not in the top. We're not on the.
We're gonna be movie stars.
Best.
Well, I hope he can make it around Horror Nights around.
Oh, he will.
Around
He was
the end of
talking about
October
doing
next
the
year,
REP.
So. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'd love for him to be there.
So we started at Hollywood Studios, just hanging out. My dad wanted to do that for his birthday, hit that, and then Universal the day after. So Hollywood Studios, we went to Hollywood and Vine for lunch because my dad has always been he always enjoyed the buffets. Hollywood and Vine, it's right next to 50's Primetime Cafe, which I prefer. Sci-Fi Drive-In, or Sci-Fi Dine-In, excuse me, is my favorite of the restaurants there. It's not the best food, but the ambiance.
I've always wanted to eat there. Never have though.
Oh, it's really cool. They actually set this restaurant. If you're not familiar, they set this restaurant inside a soundstage, and it's a bunch of 4 to 6 person old style 50s cars, where they have 2 rows, and you're all facing into it. It's a drive-in, sci-fi dine-in, and those seats are all facing forward into a drive-in screen, and they're playing a bunch of B-roll and trailers for 50s crappy sci-fi movies, and it's so good. The ambiance is great. It's cool outside. It looks like it's nighttime, and they have the radios up. Food, nothing spectacular, though. The ambiance is just so feels so good, especially if you love a little bit of horror and themed dining, which that excels at. You're getting cheeseburgers, hot dog, chicken tender, a milkshake.
When I was a kid, we always ate at Backlot Express by Star Tours.
Oh yeah,
so
that place is still a gem.
That's where we always ate when I was a kid. So
that's still there.
Or we ate at Pizza Planet before it was Pizza Rizzo's.
Man, some other shows really love that Pizza Rizzo.
That is garbage.
It's a hard pass for me, pal.
It even wasn't good when it was Pizza Planet, but at least it was Pizza Planet, you know?
Right, and they had some arcade stuff in there.
I don't want wannabe Remy cooking my food. I don't need a rat making my pizza.
Go a little bit past that and go to Mama Melrose if you want to enjoy some fake Italiano.
I'll tell you right now, the only way to ever get that pizza down, even when I was a kid, was with a shit pile of ranch dressing. So
you're disgusting. I'm gonna go on record right now. Anyone that eats pizza with ranch, trash. You're absolute garbage. I can't deal with you. And if you're gonna wall shame me, I'll post it in the group. Ranch pizza eaters can get gone. I'm over you.
You're gonna have a lot of people that disagree with you on that.
Hands are up. I don't care. Take your shot.
My favorite pizza is pepperoni, cheese, pineapple, and banana peppers.
That sounds good. But then you dunk
and
in
ranch.
Ugh.
I put hot sauce in my ranch, and then I dip my pizza in the hot sauce ranch.
I'm in. Barbecue sauce, I'm in. Ranch.
No, I'm like that cat, that meme, that cat that goes, bleh.
Little
that was really loud, wasn't it?
You are the cat. You are the meme. All right. MGM, Hollywood Studios. I only had a few things to touch on. We did a number of attractions. We did Slinky Dog. We did Rise of Resistance. We did Star Tours. We did Tower of Terror. Rock and Roller Coaster, down again. Somehow. They just had a very lengthy delay, or refurbishment rather, for multiple months, where they replaced majority of the track, and now it's down again for another lengthy refurbishment. Who knows what the hell's going on? Was not open.
I'm sorry, you said Rock and Roller Coaster?
Yeah, Rock and Roller Coaster. Starring Aerosmith. Sorry, I didn't give you the full title. That's what threw you off.
I don't mean to jump in and throw this way off topic. There was a person on one of the social media sites, I think it was TikTok, and he went into this whole spiel about how Aerosmith is gone and Disney's replacing Rock and Roller Coaster with, I think it was what band? It was a very popular old rock band.
Well, yeah, that's what we need, another popular old rock band replacing the popular old rock band.
on and on and on about how it was getting replaced, and then this 3-minute video that I watched, and then at the end it just says, "Oh, by the way, this was all a prank." I was like, "Oh, you dick."
It's probably 2 hours long. We should just play that for next episode. Episode 7.
Don't ever trust
2-hour TikTok, and then we say at the end, JK.
Don't ever trust what you hear on the internet unless it's from us. Okay, Bill, let me ask you: have you ever had a ride on Tower of Terror when it malfunctioned?
No, not at this one. When it was still Tower of Terror at Disneyland, I can say yes.
Okay. So my parents rode it when it first opened, and my mom got stuck at the bottom of the elevator shaft for a lengthy period of time, and she was so afraid that they were going to send another elevator down and smash into her. But one of my favorite experiences is going up the lift when it
into the
after
show scene.
Into the show scene, after the elevator doors close, after the show scene, it's pitch black. And what I used to always do as a kid is I would scream like a little girl as loud as I could and scare everybody when it was pitch black. You know, I did that all the time. And I did that one time, and then the ride just didn't move for like 3 minutes.
Well,
I was
because
like,
the customer was like,
God.
"Wow, what an asshole ruining the experience! Get him off!"
But anyway, lights come on. We continue on our journey upward after the lights come on.
Through the 5th dimension.
We stop at the 5th dimension with the lights on. 2 mechanical engineers show up, and they say, "Hey, guys, we're obviously having problems. We're going to go ahead and send y'all through. Enjoy." sent us through the fifth dimension with the lights on, and did the drop sequence all with the lights on. It was a cool experience.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I think
It was really cool.
equivalent, I can say, because what happened
Space
in Disneyland.
Mountain.
Yeah, I was going to say Space Mountain. What had happened to me in Disneyland is the ride stopped before you even got into the drop tower sequence, because in Disneyland there's no show scenes. It's just you pull back, you go into the tower, and then you come back in.
Yep.
We pulled back and they said that's it. Now, lights on experience, I've had it in Space Mountain, which is really cool. You see how close everything's intertwined, but it's never close enough for it to actually hurt you. There's always that thing like, oh, you can't put your hands up, you can't extend out. No, it's not going to hit you. Shaq has gone, Shaquille O'Neal has gone on there with his hands up, and nothing's happened.
For those that don't know, that when coasters are tested, they take these huge, what look like cardboard, extensions, and they run the ride through the whole track to make sure, no matter how tall somebody is, if they put their arms up or lean outside the coaster, they're not going to get hit. So,
and they do this multiple times with multiple configurations, and these cardboard things are articulated so they can move it around and ensure that nothing happens. And there's a park around here in Orlando that's doing that right now with some new rides.
And I will say, the only time I've ever heard of a ride vehicle hitting part of the track was the Popeye and Bluto's ride when it was testing. They had to shave some faux rock away because when one of the rafts was going through the attraction before the park opened, the one of the backs of the seats on the attraction slammed into one of the rock features on the ride. So they had to shave some of that rock away. So, but that was before the ride even opened. So if you're a theme park guest, you're not going to be able to touch anything.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard about that one. About the testing at Popeye.
There's a video of it. I'll show it to you tomorrow when you come into town.
Oh, well, we're going to have to show that in the group.
I will also share that in the group.
Yeah,
but I'm going to show you first.
Okay.
So
exclusive.
Although on Space Mountain, you can touch while you're in the red vortex tunnel. You can't touch.
I do
the
that
roof.
every time. I touch
yeah,
the
me
ceiling.
too. Yeah, but different. Okay, all right. Moving on. Sorry, we're already getting sidetracked.
You're killing me. You're killing me. We said we're going to be good on time. I just want to go through, I did all those rides. During this particular weekend, when I was there, it was the marathon weekend, the Disney marathon weekend, where you can sign up and you pay a lot of money to go run through the parks and sweat your ass off, and then you're given this medal, an award at the end, which you'll get that regardless if you finish or not. You already paid your money. It's a couple $100.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, really?
You're wrong. You get the T-shirt.
Regardless.
And regardless, the medal, you have to finish the race. I know, because
even though you pay for it.
Even though you pay for it, you have to finish the race to get the medal, because at least that's how it was when I ran my marathon. And I may be just thinking wrong, but as far as I was on the understanding, you had to finish the race to receive the medal, because I ran the Disney marathon and it beat my ass because I did not train for it. So
you just walked in.
Go ahead.
No conditioning.
I did not train at all, and my time showed.
Did not finish. DNF.
Oh no, I finished.
Oh, you got your medal.
I finised. I got my medal. I was
sleep with it on your neck around it every night.
We already talked about this on one of our podcasts. I wear it everywhere. I wear it all the time.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forget. I haven't seen you in a minute. Marathon weekend. It sure smelled like people had ran the marathon that weekend, because golly, it was a stinky park day. I will tell you that. Please take care of yourself. If you're going to come to the park after you run the marathon, which I think some of those marathon packages, you get a day park ticket as well. Make sure you're good to go, right? It wasn't super hot, though it's still... The odor was permeating. Another thing I found out very interesting and brand new to me, lap sitting is allowed on Toy Story Midway Mania.
What?
There was I got on the ride, sitting across from me was a mom and an infant. They pulled down the lap bar and they sent them on their way.
Actually, you know what? I would know this because when I was doing research, when I was taking my 1-year-old, there's no height requirement for Toy Story Midway.
And they allowed it to be to go through as lap sitting, which I was very surprised, because not that the ride's crazy or anything, but there is a slight spinning element, and not one that I would think would be permitted for lap sitting in any regard.
if it were at any other theme park, that would be a no-go for an infant.
Sure. As I mentioned, I did Star Tours and Rise of Resistance. These Star Wars rides, and this is included with Smuggler's Run. Going through the storyline, if you think about it, and I'm sure this has been covered by someone else, but fuck them, I'm talking about it now. We're immediately conscripted into a faction from a civilian vessel, be it conscripted into the Rebel Alliance, conscripted into smugglers, and from our civilian vessel, be it the Falcon, the Star Tours vehicle, or hey, we're just going through Batu, and then you're getting sucked into a Super Star Destroyer. And by the end of it, we're permanently added to the Rebel Alliance. We're permanently smugglers. Let me just fly through space, man. The absurdity of these storylines.
It's crazy.
Yep.
All I did was push buttons and then
right, and crash a lot. And then, hey, you're the best smuggler we've ever seen. Thanks for coming into Space Pirates. And then final note from Hollywood Studios. I did frequent the Gonzo's Royal Flush bathrooms, which is right out in Muppet Vision 3D and Pizza Rizzo. Despite this high traffic area, these are very, very clean bathrooms, Dave. I will say the only drawback, the toilets are spray crazy, very, very sensitive. If you're going down the drop of number 2 and you're leaning around to wipe, it's spraying. These are full-on butt enema butt douches.
So can I share something that most of these people probably don't want to hear, but I'm not going to keep it to myself anyway? When I'm at a public bathroom and I'm having to take a number 2 and the toilet flushes prematurely, let me waft in my own smell for a little bit. I don't want you to flush it immediately. I want it to linger for a minute. I want the person next to me to know what good of a job I've done.
Well, hold on. Is it for you or for the other person? You just said let you waft. Do you want your neighbor to waft?
Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Let us waft. One request.
I'm proud of it.
One request from D here. Let me waft. Let them waft.
Okay, we're really off topic.
We're
moving on.
That about wraps up my Hollywood Studios visit. At Universal the next day, we were going there for Mardi Gras. It's full swing. Got the awesome Mardi Gras gift card deal. Pay $120, you get $150. Just ate around. Unfortunately, didn't take any photos. We'll be going there. Our producer Brennan and I will be going there again shortly, so we'll get photos next time. Though 2 things I did want to touch on. Tips are not pooled at Mardi Gras bars. Every bartender has their own tip bin, and everything credit card wise, if you're not doing cash into the tip bin, is directly associated with them, which I found very interesting. I did not know this until this year.
Is it like that for Horror Nights bars? Are you aware or no?
I'm not aware. They did not know, but they said, Mardi Gras, this is the deal. They are not pooled. We have our own cash bins, and then everything credit card goes directly onto their particular login, and they take that home.
That's a little outrageous because I'm so used to the tipping culture of everything gets pooled, but at the same time, I love that because as a frequent park visitor, I've had bartenders that could give a rat's ass about me, and I've had bartenders that took care of me. So I love that my tip is going toward the bartender that took care of me, because I've had plenty of times where I'm like, I don't feel like this person deserves more than a couple bucks for this drink, but I don't want my guys that usually take care of me to miss out.
Correct. Now, I believe this is only applicable at the pop-up bars, none of your permanent ones. So our friends at Duff are still pooling, to my understanding. This particular instance was at the Transformers pop-up bar, which is now a full-service bar, if you didn't know.
Well, the good thing is our friends at Duff, everybody we ever run into at Duff takes care of us. So
yep, not a problem there. And then the one other thing I did notice. Now, this may have been the team members' discretion. It may have been a new thing. It may have been, who knows. Though, when we went to get our AAP, now this is an Attractions Assistance Pass, one of the party members I was with does need to utilize the service. It allows you to wait outside of line during the majority of the queue for some of the longer waits due to a accommodation need. Another party member was getting added onto it, and the team member was telling him, now usually we can let these go on for at least 14 days, but because you have a team member on here, we can only do it for 1 day now. Again, news to me. It's going to be really annoying going forward for a lot of people, I can believe.
I also have a member of my party usually that has that relies on the attractions assistance pass, and it's like that for anybody but annual pass holders. So if you are a single day ticket holder, if you try and add one single day ticket holder to your pass, it only lasts for 1 day. Or even if the person has a multi-day ticket, but it's not an annual pass, you have to get them on there every single day.
Which is bizarre. I've never heard this before. I've gone with this other individual a couple times, the AAP holder and the team member, for Horror Nights and day tickets, and they said, okay, no problem, 14 days. Everyone on there is an annual pass holder, and then the one team member is added. They've made no mention of it's only good for 1 day.
I mean, it makes sense for people that might want to take advantage of the system.
Sure.
You know, whenever we've used it, we are just grateful that the person that we're with can sit outside and wait on the attraction, wait on their turn to ride. But a lot of people that might get this might take advantage of it and add as many people as they can just to be able to have the greater number of people. So I mean, some people could take advantage of that.
We can go a whole 30 minutes episode on it. On the what's it? IBEC Stanley Ipkiss, the Stanley Ipkiss mask protocol.
Oh jeez.
Do you remember what the name is?
I believe there's 2 B's. IBBECS.
That's it.
I'm not 100% positive, but that sounds right.
Yep. And then finally, we all, Brennan and I also went out and checked out Flower and Garden Festival at EPCOT, which started up on the 28th of February and runs through May, I believe. Check out our Instagram. We chronicled our entire visit. Park Talk Radio. Check out the story and the posts. A lot of good stuff on there. It's also cross-posted to Facebook. And then finally closing out the opening. Holy crap. It was Figment's birthday yesterday, Dave.
Happy birthday! Feliz cumpleaños!
And many more.
Happy anniversary!
He turned 41 on March 5th.
Wow, he's old.
Yeah.
Still a handsome man, though. Still a handsome man.
Oh, man, he has this sweet little sweater. Figment was always my favorite character as a kid. And
might as well. I loved Journey and Imagination. I loved it.
The real one. The good
one. I've loved all iterations.
I like seeing every iteration. I love seeing it at all because I love seeing a dragon. One of my favorite animals. So that's what we had.
One little spark of inspiration.
Why do you say it so oddly?
I don't know.
A little spark of inspiration.
I guess I'm going Rocky Horror Picture Show with it.
No, you're waving your fishnets out. God. All right, that is what we have to open up with. I mean, hey, good stuff, good conversation. What we have for the rest of this episode. And also another little teaser. I'm working on a website for us to have everything captured in one spot, all our socials and all the good stuff. And then if you sign up for any sort of social media or a LinkedIn, if you're a masochist, they'll ask you for your website. We're going to have one soon. We have a big news day, and if we have time at the end, which we're going to try to really contain these shows, friends. I appreciate your listenership and going through with the whole thing with us. We want to keep them to 90 or less. I know those 2-hour ones are a little hard to swallow. Our goal is 90 or less. Though, as I said last episode, if we make it to this episode and we have time for this particular one, we'll also talk about Tokyo Disney Fantasy Springs expansion. Though, let's jump right into news. First news segment of the day. We're starting off with some Disney. Now, this was announced today, day of recording. Disney CEO Bob Iger has confirmed, or I guess expanded on, maybe is a better way to say, that the Avatar experience, James Cameron's Avatar, currently available in Disney's Animal Kingdom here in Florida. They've been planning this experience for Disneyland Resort for a number of years. Now, there's no inclination of, is it going to be a meet and greet? Will it be an actual attraction? Will it be a 3D movie? Will it be a full Flight of Passage movement system? globe screen, etc. Iger has confirmed that this experience they've been planning for Disneyland Resort will be an actual Avatar-themed land for one of the theme parks. Quote, we have one Avatar-based land, Pandora, in Florida. We're going to put a second one in California.
My thought processes is, if I remember correctly, you told me they're taking out some of the parking at Disneyland to make more room, correct?
Yes, that is part of the Disneyland Forward project, and this should be two separate things. Oh, now, because Disneyland Disneyland Forward is, if they're voting on, they're having another town hall or something, because they have to get the residents of Anaheim, the citizens of Anaheim, to give a sign-off and approval for Disneyland to do these expansions in the centerplex of the city, because a lot of noise ordinance, traffic, and stuff that have to be adhered to. Now,
that makes sense.
That is probably, they've not, again, a lot of Disney has not broken ground on nothing new. This Avatar, I say, with new movie coming out, I believe this December.
I'm pretty sure they recorded the second and third together.
Right, the third one's done. It's in the can.
Yep.
Avatar Base Land. I imagine this will be a California adventure, somewhere over there. Based on previous conversations, we were expecting this to be some sort of single attraction, maybe a walkthrough thing, kind of like Star Wars Launch Bay at Disney's Hollywood Studios, rather than a copy of the Avatar World of Pandora and Animal Kingdom. But now that they have announced it will be an actual park, I would say it's got to be Disney's California Adventure, based on Disneyland Forward, or what the blue sky of that won't be until the 2030s.
And it would only make sense. It would only make sense for it to go in Disney's California Adventure, because when you do parks, you want to keep them as evenly keeled as possible. Like I know with Universal and IOA, a lot of problems when they had IOA and they brought Wizarding World of Harry Potter in. You know, the attendance at IOA was so much greater than the attendance at USF. You go to USF and get on anything with no wait when they first opened Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Hogsmeade in IOA. So you want to keep those parks as evenly keeled as possible. And the last major update they had was Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. So it would only make sense to add Pandora attraction to California Adventure to keep those parks evenly keeled.
Was Avengers Campus before or after Galaxy's Edge?
Oh, you've got me there. That's
pretty recent. At least Web Slingers is fairly new.
Yeah, Web Slingers should be newer, because Galaxy's Edge opened before
Avengers Campus was 2021.
Well, I don't. All right. Take what I said, scratch it, erase it, forget I said it.
I will still say, though, there's not the room in Disneyland, at least currently earmarked, for a Pandora jaunt. There is space if you're going to the left of Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, you have plenty of space over there, and the old, by the Monsters Inc. ride, Dark Ride, and California Adventure. And I love California Adventure. It's one of my favorite parks. It's so good. Plus, you can drink everywhere. I just don't see it happening at Disneyland. Now, that means it's either going into California Adventure or it's being saved until they expand into the old parking lots and onto Disneyland Drive, part of Disneyland Forward. Which is great. Hey, they've already committed to Avatar 3 and 4, probably 5. James Cameron's going on record talking about Avatar 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Avatar's not going away. Wherever it goes, it's going to draw crowds. Wherever it goes, it will be mostly topical. Now, is it relevant to your particular zeitgeist? No, probably not. Though the two movies have both made over $2 billion. It's one of the most popular rides in Disney World. It's going to be fine.
Avatar 10, Na'vi meet Dominic Toretto. Family is Pandora.
Space and time can't stop family. Just wait till we're blue, Dom. Just wait till we're blue. Continuing on the Disney news train, we're going to have more Star Tours. That's right. As you recall, a number of years ago, Star Tours, the adventures continue. They added in the prequels. They added in, after that, the sequel trilogy of Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. God. We're adding some more stuff now, starting.
All right.
We're not going to linger on this. We're going to keep moving. April 5th, starting. No, I don't want to hear about it.
The Force Awakens was just A New Hope, and the rest sucked.
Okay, I like Force Awakens.
It was just A New Hope remake,
but at least it was legitimately enjoyable, and it made the 1.9 billion. Short of the long.
Okay, moving on.
April 5th, starting April 5th, which I don't know why you wouldn't do it May 5th, May the 5th, Star Wars Day, whatever. Starting April 5th. Star Tours, The Adventures Continue, will be expanding at Walt Disney World Resort, Disneyland Resort, and Disneyland Paris, where Star Tours, The Adventures Continue will now include new adventures featuring characters from the series Ahsoka, Andor, and The Mandalorian. Well, who's surprised? Not me. This was already announced at a Destination Disney event or D23 Expo. It was just a matter of time of figuring out when this was going on and who they're adding and to what extent. I was under the assumption it was only Mandalorian. Them including Andor and Ahsoka, Andor's pretty good. Ahsoka, again, take it or leave it.
No, I could care less. I prefer the original Star Tours before they made it Adventure Continues, and I will always feel that way. So
you prefer the Rex being our tour guide?
I'm indifferent. Yeah, I prefer the original, speeding through the Death Star and blowing up the Death Star. But the only thing I don't prefer when it comes to the original Star Tours was the damn ice asteroid you fly through. Everything else was good to go. Yeah,
I remember. So, that one. Disney stories continuing on. This is a nice little one because this comes out on we do our show releases on Mondays. St. Patrick's Day is coming up. We talked a little bit about Disney and their food blog releases for March 17th. Raglan Road, Disney Springs, Florida, is having a 4-day celebration, St. Patrick's Day at Raglan Road. The festival, according to St. Patrick, March 14th through 17th. They're going to do 4 days of this. They have 3 different stages with performances by Irish-inspired or Irish local bands and groups, including the local Raglan Road Irish dancers, Thursday through Sunday, March 14, 15, 16, 17. It's going to look like a great time. I'm sad I can't be there. I'll be busy myself and probably working on the weekend. Though, I want to let you know, this is happening. Loads of giveaways, they say. Plenty of goodness and enjoyability. There will be, however, a cover charge only on Friday, I misread. The logo is in the wrong spot. A cover charge March 17th, $20 per guest over 18. Now, this again is a family-friendly location. Everyone's permitted. All the songs and performances will be PG or lower, though there will be a cover charge on Sunday, which is St. Patrick's Day. And they will be starting at 10 a.m. March 17th with your song performances. Every other day, Saturday will be starting at 12, Friday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Sounds like a great time. Really wish I could be there.
So, to be completely honest with you, I could use a 10 a.m. car bomb. That sounds magnificent.
I'll have to get you down here in September. Hopefully, it might...
I've been down there in September so many times.
I know, but this year it'd be tricky. But this year in September,
it's gonna be hard this year.
Yeah, my sister turns 21. She wants to do drinking around the world. We go to the England bar.
Oh, jeez. She might die. She might die.
I already told her here, Davey. I'm
inviting
my friends.
If she was drinking with me and you, your sister would die. Legitimately.
I already told her, and she gave the okay. I said, my friends are going to come hang out and drink.
For those that don't know what a car bomb is, it's a half a pint of Guinness, along with a shot of Bailey's or Irish cream liqueur and then a shot of an or not a shot, but a topper of Irish whiskey on that shot, and you drop that into the Guinness and you chug it. We usually drink one every Horror Nights, and actually I'm kind of thinking when you get into town for Saturday, we might have to go get some of those ingredients and do some car bombs at the house.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, safe. Not good. Not safe. Good. You're not safe. But that does sound like a really good time. Is that that's the place right there by that bridge? I'm just going to say right there by that bridge, but there's so many bridges there. I'm pretty sure I know which bar you're talking about there.
Rose and Crown?
Yeah. No. I'm talking about the one at Downtown Disney, not Rose and Crown.
Oh, Raglan Road. It's right across the street, or across the walkway from the Japanese sushi restaurant.
Didn't there used to be a cigar shop right there as well?
No. That's way down there. That's over by Splitsville.
No. Okay. Well, I'm thinking of the only Irish bar I've ever been to at Downtown Disney, and that's probably the one I'm thinking of. Okay. So. And I haven't frequented it that much, but
not to say we're unaware of the connotation and context behind Irish car bomb. We understand it's not great. It's better to say Dublin Drop. Irish. I was gonna mention that. If you ever go to Ireland, do not order an Irish car bomb. It is insensitive. It's inappropriate. But when you're here in the United States of America, it is. You will probably come across bartenders that only know it as an Irish car bomb. So, unfortunately, the insensitivity for it does not exist here, and it is more commonly known as something that is insensitive to most. So, which can be unfortunate, but in America, it's kind of how you have to order it most of the time. Yep. You go to a bar. And finally, rounding out your Disney talk tonight, there was breaking news yesterday. This was announced, I believe, on Monday, the 4th, that the day after Tuesday, March 5th, that Magic Keys will be resuming sales over at Disneyland Resort, and that's what they call their annual passes. Now, these things go on sale for a very limited amount of time. They released Tuesday. They didn't say what time, but it was to be an arbitrary time they'd be coming out. And they said, hey, we're going to release Disneyland passes here at 9 a.m. And they're sold out. They ceased sales of the Magic Key in about 24 hours. They stopped selling these on March 6th, the day of our recording. Can you believe it?
This blows my mind because Walt Disney World and Disneyland are two separate entities. Disneyland makes most of its profits off of annual pass holders, unlike Walt Disney World, which makes most of its money off tourism. I know Disneyland really relies on annual pass holders to come to the parks. So that blows my mind that they would stop selling annual passes at Disney that quickly at Disneyland, because from my assumption and from what I've kind of come to understand is that Disneyland relies a lot on annual pass holders, unlike Walt Disney World, who still has annual pass holders, but they rely more on their tourism.
Back in the day, and this is an arbitrary number, you could say 10 years ago, you could say before COVID, you could say even as short as 3 years ago, or even longer before 10 years ago, that it was this kind of split percentage-wise on what they based their income. Disney World was an 80-20. They're both 80-20. 80-20. 80% foreigner, let me rephrase. 80% outside pass holders. 20% pass holder for their income. Disneyland, it was 80-20. 80% pass holders for their income. 20% outside the state.
Visitors,
right? Guests.
Yeah, travelers.
We'll say
travelers. That sounds
travelers, so we went down to 70-30 and then 60-40, which I think 60-40, 55-45 is a bit more in tune these days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the full details on the Magic Key Disneyland annual passes, they went on sale at around 9 a.m. local time Pacific in California on March 5th. By 12:45 p.m. March 6th, they were sold out. They were not allowing any more new pass holders. They were only now allowing renewals, which was what Disney World was doing for a long time, beginning with the COVID pandemic. And it's just bizarre. Because if you want to say, hey, we really base ourselves on our locals and our local pass holders from supplying our income, but you're going to cut us off, what is that?
Yeah, it's makes no sense to me, but Disney has a reason for doing everything. Who knows? They'll never tell us, so.
Though, always granted, Disneyland treats their guests and their pass holders better than Florida. Even the Imagine Key, which is an exclusive pass, just like the Pixie Pass here in Florida, and maybe one of the Universal tier passes. That was exclusive to South California residents, not even the whole state, just South California. It's $500. 2 theme park reservations at a time. They get discounts on Genie Plus, which we get nothing like that here in Florida. They get 10% off merchandise and then 25% off parking, which they have to pay for parking still. That sucks. You don't want to even deal with that. But there's no pass at Disneyland that gets you free parking except for the top tier, which is also kind of ludicrous. Even the second from the bottom tier passes at Universal Disney World get you free parking. There's just all kinds of wonkiness on it, man.
That's who knows? That's kind of flabbergasting to me that they would stop. But
that top tier pass at Disneyland, which gets you the two parks, right? 6 reservations at any time. In Disneyland, you still need to be heavily on top of your theme park reservations, unlike Disney World, where you're pretty much good to go. Not including good to go days. I did not mean to use that on purpose. You could still walk in and say, oops, I forgot my reservation. You get one. You do still need them at Disneyland, and that top tier pass is $1,700 for the year. That includes your photo pass, though $1,700.
And you got to think, most of these people that are buying passes, they're not just buying them for themselves. They're buying them for a family of 4.
2 or 4, right? Your average family, I don't know the statistics these days, but last time I looked, it was about 3.6 was your average family size.
That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Or you do like we do at Universal here. One person gets the premier, the rest get the seasonal or preferred. Premier gets their valet, or you get one person with preferred, the rest of the family with the seasonal, and then you get the parking taken care of.
Yep.
Yep.
See, I don't ever worry about that because every time we come, we stay on site. So.
Oh, and you come plenty.
Yes.
Which is a great segue into our Universal segment. We got a brand new fry cooking robot at Circus McJerkis.
Circus McGurkus
Cafe Stupendous. I want to say the full name before you mess it up. Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous. If you go a couple episodes ago, we do a full review or rather a visual review and talk of the new menu. They have a brand new fry robot named Horton preparing food at Circus McGurkus Cafe Stupendous. He's over there shaking your french fries and dipping them into the hot oil and saying, here you go, buddy. Enjoy your fries. How do you feel about Horton the Fry Robot taking jobs from our great team members who could flip fries themselves?
I love it. It's fantastic. I think it's the best idea Universal's come up with in years.
Oh,
and
man.
I only say that.
Give me the future.
I only say that because I went to You and Me Hot Pot, which is down the road from Universal, multiple times my last trip down there. And there's a robot that takes you to your table, and there's a robot that brings you ice cream. 2 different robots, and they were the best. So now a robot that flips my fries.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, you didn't. I didn't tell you about You and Me Hot Pot.
No, you told me that you went. You didn't tell me there's robots.
Yeah, we went. We even went on the way out of town. That's how good it was. We came back, went out of our way, and went on the way out of town.
Holy shit! Ice cream
after
robot.
my softball tournament. Yeah, you show up. There's a robot. It goes hee hee ooey, adi adi, and takes you to your table. I don't know what it says.
Your ice cream.
It hee hee.
Yeah.
It says come follow me, and then you follow it to the table. You sit down, and then you and Me Hot Pot is a carousel of all this great Asian cuisine. And then they bring you your hot pot broth, and you eat all this food. And then as soon as you're done with your food, it's like $27 per person. This is right outside the downtown Disney entrance at Disney over by the non-affiliate third-party hotels that are over there, like the Grosvenor and all those hotels. And this place, you eat all your food. It's like $27 a person. It's all you can eat.
Ooh.
And they have crab legs and meats and all sorts of seafood. And you cook it yourself at the table. And then when you're done eating and you're super full, they say, what kind of ice cream you want? And both times I went, I got the green matcha ice cream. And I'm not a big ice cream person.
Out for you?
No. The waiter disappears, and then 2 minutes later, a robot with a cat face shows up with your ice cream on its back. And then you take it, you press the button on the robot that says, I'm good, I'm finished. And the robot does a dance and says, thank you, and then leaves.
I mean, that's the future of these theme parks. Absolutely, not a question. They're going to have the robots come out. They're going to want to streamline costs, which that really sucks. It's great to have the team members there providing a service, especially in your Harry Potter restaurants for your morning eats or whatever.
Oh, yeah, but a robot that dips fries.
Leaky cauldron, sit down. Oh, yeah, but it starts with the robot back there frying your fries. The team member still needs to load up the fry basket and then remove the fry basket. There's still plenty of interaction, though it's just dipping in oil. You want the circus jerkus robot jerking you off and then dipping you in oil? It's not there yet, Dave. You don't want that kind of service. You want it to fully pleasure you and feed you the french fry, not just dip you in oil.
My mind is totally fucked right now. I don't even know what the fuck just happened.
I just blanked him out. He's wiped. He's wiped.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. Wait, so the robot gives free hand jobs, too?
Well, if you like it dipped in hot oil right now, it will.
As long as it's coconut brand.
No, certainly not. Peanut.
Oh, God, I'm allergic.
Well, it has to have the nut.
Oh, shit. Well, stuff swells up when you're allergic to it, so put that peanut oil on my penis, robot.
All right. That's probably getting cut out.
How is that getting cut out? You were just talking about a robot jerking you off.
Not me, you, and I didn't scream penis.
Oh, so what's the difference between penis and jerk off? Nothing.
No one knows when they're jerking off. Could be,
all right, move it.
Could be a flute. All right,
move it on. Exactly, I'm sick of this robot.
Yeah, move it on. Talk to me about this license
Don't you
plate.
dare edit me out.
Talk to me about this license plate.
Okay, so the government, the House just approved for Florida to get new license plates. It has to go to Governor DeSantis for ultimate approval, but there are multiple different license plates that might be available for Florida residents here soon. And if you don't know, these specialty license plates, you pay a certain price per year. I think it's close. If I'm not mistaken, I did one a long time ago. It was $50-something, and I don't know if that was per year or whatever. But they had a Disney one previously, but now there is a possibility we might get a Universal Orlando Resort license plate, in quotation marks. So we don't know what it would look like. I'm assuming the Universal Globe would be a heavy feature on there, just like Cinderella's Castle is a heavy feature on the Walt Disney World one. But your funds would be going to Give Kids the World, which is a nonprofit that I have donated to multiple times, even though I did not get anything out of it. But Give Kids the World is an amazing organization where 100% of the proceeds, when they say nonprofit, they truly mean nonprofit. 100% of their proceeds go to Make-A-Wish kids that they pay for the families and the kids to come to the Orlando area for a week and just experience Disney and Universal and the parks, and everything's paid and included. Every night for dinner, they can get ice cream. Give Kids the World is a whole village where the kids and their families can come stay. Not only do they provide them with financial stability to go to the theme parks, but if the kids need certain medical help, they take care of all that at the Give Kids the World the village. They take care of all their medical needs. If they want breakfast or if they want ice cream for dinner every night, that's what they get. It's a whole village. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful organization, and I would have no problem donating my money to get a Universal Orlando license plate. I would have no problem donating my money to even not get a license plate, but this would be an awesome feature to help out that organization.
That's great. I definitely see myself getting this as well. It's a nonprofit that I have volunteered for myself personally. Brennan, our producer, has personally volunteered many, many hours over the past few years to Give Kids the World. We've gone to their activities and their night of lights. And what they do here at the Give Kids the World Village, they're not a sponsor, of course. We just love them. And
oh, absolutely.
No problem giving time and money to them. They provide week-long, cost-free vacations to children with critical illnesses and their families, which allows them to stay there free of charge, do everything Dave just talked about, and then also go to the park and enjoy the theme parks, which, you know, besides, Justin Bieber and John Cena, one of the top 2 performing Make-A-Wish foundations, theme parks are always going to be really top tier ones. And
my favorite part, like I'd mentioned previously, these kids with critical illnesses, a lot of times it's hard for them to vacation, but places like Give Kids the World,
they're set up to take care of them.
They're set up to take care of them with their medical needs, so they can vacation, and it's a beautiful thing that these kids are afforded the opportunity that they never would have been afforded had they not had Give Kids the World.
That's awesome. I can't wait to give them some money.
Mm-hmm.
Some more money. Is that anything else on the license plate?
That's it for the license plates. There are other options, but I don't feel that they meet the terms of the podcast, so we'll go ahead and move on from that.
Right. Next one on Universal I got on my side here, Dave. There's another lawsuit in the news. And there's a clear report of the plaintiff. I'm not going to say their name. Though
it's public record.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter if you did.
This individual, well, it's not my job. You can find this on your own. Based on the
Let's call him Joel.
Well, Joel. Based on the information, well, they're not. I'm thinking from the name, they're not. But based on the information I'm going to give you, you can look this up on your own. There's reports that a local woman has filed a $50,000 plus lawsuit against Universal Orlando for personal injuries and damages experienced after taking a ride on the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket coaster back in February of 2023. We're now a year past it. This made news this week that the individual is upset that their head shook violently and slammed into her seat's headrest throughout the duration of the ride, and that the safety signs about the ride's experience do not clearly and adequately warn the public about the reality of the experience. And
welcome to the club, Jolene.
Yeah.
Everybody has had their head violently shaken on that roller coaster.
Needs to take a long goodbye and go away. Though I'm hearing some other news on the street about that, Dave, and I'll tell you after the show. Though they are saying the guest is claimed to have suffered severe and permanent personal injuries and damages, including but not limited to traumatic brain injury, pain and suffering, disability, physical impairment, mental anguish, inconvenience, loss of capacity for enjoyment of life in the past, loss of capacity for the enjoyment of life in the future, medical, nursing, and rehabilitation expenses in the past, medical, nursing, and rehabilitation expenses in the future, lost wages in the past, capacity to earn money in the future.
So you can cut this out if you want to, Mark, but it sounds like this person probably had TBI before they filed this lawsuit, because that is ridiculous. There's no way they're winning this lawsuit. I think that's ridiculous. I think, yes, theme parks deserve to be held accountable when they mess up, but yeah, you got to have a leg to stand on if you're going to sue a theme park, and this is no leg to stand on.
Exactly. Theme parks, especially Disney and Universal, are not in the business to lose money and be sued left and right. Not to account for that they have world-class lawyers that they're not going to lose here. They will settle at the very least, or at the very most, and at the least they're going to ruin your life before you even try.
Not to mention, if you had what was described to me in that lawsuit that you just described to me, if you had any of those issues, you're suing for more than $50,000.
Right.
This is a person that wants a quick money grab. This is a person that has probably ridden this ride 100 times and said, "Oh shit, I need money. What can I sue for?" Everybody has always talked about how rough Rip Ride Rocket can be. That's no newsflash.
Yeah, and every time the train valleys is always a real to-do to get them off, and then if they get trapped on the vertical hill lift, this attraction has not had a whole lot of great news associated, including a wheel flying. Well, no, hold on. Let me first preface. This may be hearsay, though there's a lot of evidence pointing towards it, and it's not really our position for D&I to talk about that. We don't really go on speculation, rumors, Though, having first-hand experience, not this particular interaction, though a lot of reputable sources, that a wheel flew off of the ride during testing.
And see, I'm not sure about that. The only thing I ever heard about this attraction was the manufacturer coupling issue between the coaster cars, but that's the only thing I've ever heard about.
There's been no issue. There's been no death on this ride. There's been no issue of the cars disconnecting. Yeah, it may valley and the hill lift may stop functioning, and it takes a lot to get the guests off. Nonetheless, this may be frivolous. It's not our point to say. It's just, again, we're dealing with this ride. It's in the news again. It just seems that we should do something better with this particular location or revamp the ride, not just retracking it, right?
I agree and disagree. I mean, for many years, people have been saying Rip Ride Rocket needs to go. It does not fit the theming. It does not fit with anything at the parks, especially now that Production Central has turned into mostly Illuminations Minions Land.
Oh, you're reading my mind about what it's turning
truly
into.
Truly, a Minions themed roller coaster like the movie. Well, what? But here's the thing. It's this lawsuit, to me, my opinion, this lawsuit is bullshit. It does not. This lady has no ground to stand on. Just saying a roller coaster shook you too violently. Stay at home.
Go. There's other comments on the exact piece. Hey, people feel the same about Space Mountain. It shakes you too much.
It's one of those things where if you're going to sue, you need to have a leg to stand on, and I do not believe this lady has a leg to stand on. So I hope Universal does not settle. I hope Universal takes this
legless.
Is she really?
No, come on.
I thought we were going to have a Dueling Dragons 2.0.
Oh, God. Legless, eyeless.
Toothless.
Oh, wait for the new park.
Oh. I'm going to go to Universal. Universal, don't listen to this part. I'm going to go to Epic Universe, and I'm going to sue Universal because I'm going to be scared because they didn't tell me that Dracula was going to be on the Universal Classic Monster ride specifically, and he scares me.
Certainly can't have that. It didn't explicitly say. I'm pretty sure Rip Ride Rocket says you're going to be exposed to high velocity, upward, forward and backward movement.
Do not ride this ride if you have previous back or neck conditions, pregnant, or all that. It's crazy. Roller coasters are meant to be jarring. Shoot, I watched a movie the other night that I've seen many times called Fear with Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon. And Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon ride a roller coaster. Mark Wahlberg finger blasts Reese Witherspoon on the roller coaster.
God.
And he didn't even have to do any work. The roller coaster did all the work for him. So that shows you that roller coasters are meant to be jarring and move around a lot. Just saying.
Especially
that
Final
was
Destination 3. Super jarring.
Totally did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
Well, you're here to hear. If you get finger blasted, you're not going to get hurt. So make sure you're
Have you ever seen that movie? It's a really good movie.
I would argue that the IMDb Rotten Tomatoes is no good.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Fear, 1996.
Mark Wahlberg, 96. Reese Witherspoon. It's amazing.
It has a 6.2.
Do me a favor, go watch it.
All right. We'll watch it.
No, I have other plans. We're not watching it together.
All right. Well, I'll say this. I'll take everything.
Well, we can watch the part where Reese Witherspoon got finger blasted.
All right, perfect.
Then
we'll
move
go
on.
to bed spooning.
Yeah.
Because our one voicemail said, "Hey, you guys can't help each other." I'll help him. Don't worry, I'll help him.
Oh God.
I will take every theme park injury allegation being alleged serious. You got to read and educate yourself and go through it. and maybe this person is hurt, maybe they're not, and there's anything between. A lot of people, listeners, people are trying to make a quick buck. I'm not saying that's the case here. I'm certainly not alleging it. I'm talking in a generality, right?
I'm alleging it, but
Lawyer
that's just me. I'm sorry. We told you guys that this was going to be us telling it straightforward, and me telling you straightforward. This lady is a money grab. This lady has no business going to a theme park.
To the thesis of the show.
I'm going to share my opinion, and I feel strongly about this. I many times have said yes, that theme park deserves to be sued. In this situation, absolutely not. This lady is a money grab. This lady, if we have the full story, this is bullshit. You cannot say, "Oh, that ride shook me too violently, and it did not warm me properly." That's bullshit. Again, and I will say straightforward. That's my opinion, and we tell it like it is on this podcast, and that's my opinion.
Right. Again, these multi-billion-dollar companies, Disney, Comcast, the owner of NBC Universal, including all Universal theme parks, they are not in the business to lose money. They are not in the business to be sued, and they are definitely not in the business to be sued and lose. They are not going to put out a product and maintain and continue to perpetuate a product that hurts people, leads to injury, and may lead to a suing measure or any sort of piece that could cost them financially.
There's no proof of negligence.
Society. We are not going to be losing money on this shit.
There's no proof of negligence on Universal's part. There's absolutely no way you could prove negligence on that. There are so many warning signs before you get on any of these attractions. You're riding at your own will. Unless there is culpable negligence, you're not going to win a lawsuit. And you know what? Universal may settle out of court. I don't think they should, but a lot of times these companies and conglomerates
sweep it away, and it's way cheaper
just to
than
sweep
the
it away.
News story in the media.
Absolutely, and I don't think they should with this one, but
yeah,
it's unfortunately we get money hungry people like this woman that
they have enough money to get a lawyer to even make a stand on this.
Well, let's. I don't want to get too far off topic, but if you have a woman come into your law office that says, "I want to sue the theme park. This is what I got going on." If any law attorney thinks that they might even get a settlement, they're going to handle that case pro bono because they know that they're going to get part of your winnings. Right. So,
well, to close it out on this particular piece, we're not here tossing the salad of any theme park. We understand they're full capitalistic, giant oligarchies. They want to be monopolies if they could have it their way, and they're not doing us any favors. But
absolutely not. And I will not sit here. I will not sit here and reach around any theme park, and I will sit here and tell it like it is. But I will also not defend someone who is just money hungry, trying to make a money grab really quick.
Sure, if we have the full details.
For some bullshit.
It definitely looks and appears that way, though. Can't make a final
judgment. Like, as I said, complete assertion. As I said, we don't know if we have the full story on that quite yet.
This just comes from what we're looking at here on the socials.
Correct.
All right, final piece of Universal news. Package pickup service discontinued. Now, you may be familiar with this. This was discontinued during the initial onset of COVID pandemic for both Disney and Universal across all parks across the world. I don't believe a whole lot of other parks offer this particular service, though Universal did offer for a longer time and reintroduced parcel or package pickup, meaning you could buy something in the park, Universal Studios Florida, Universal Islands of Adventure, and if as long as you were still at the park 3 hours later, they would guarantee your package would be dropped off at the front of the park. Now, that would have been at the exit gift shop for both USF Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. That then turned into the City Walk Universal Studios store. And then as of... Where's my date on this one?
And that also worked, while you're looking that up, that also worked for any items you may have won at Carnival Games as well.
Right, this could have been
so
anything,
if you want an oversized prize
if you wanted to keep your bottle of water and toss it in a bag, they would have sent it up for you.
I know, because when Universal used to give guitars away for some of their carnival attractions, one time on a trip down there, I won, I think, 5 or 6 electric guitars. I sent them all the package pickup. That's if anybody's wondering,
if you just carried them out there, they probably would let you keep going.
If anybody's wondering why Universal doesn't do electric guitars anymore or have the game where you throw the softballs at the milk bottles, you're welcome.
Thanks, D. Really, really doing a good job here.
I used to win that game on command, and I won 6 guitars in 3 days.
Though, I don't have the exact date. This happened this week, though, March. Parcel pickup, package pickup is no longer available for in-park purchases. You can no longer send them to the front of the park and hold on to them. I understand why. I mean, I don't say I understand. I mean, I know why. It saves on overhead. You don't have to pay team members to stand around and so on and so forth. People transferring packages. Now, you can still have, if you're staying on site at any of the Universal hotels, you can have it delivered to your hotel, and then they still offer the paid shipping service, which is required for some of their merchandise that appears to be if it's in a gun shape, which I don't believe there's anything gun shaped that is not allowed on an airplane, but some of the sword items, be it Lucius Malfoy's wand sword or some of the canes, do have to be shipped due to the shape that could be alerted at TSA.
Gun shape, you maybe something like the blasters from the Minion ride.
Or Men in Black, but even those, I think they're still clear. The
Black.
only thing that was actually banned by the TSA was the pop guns, the wooden ones. That's why Disney doesn't sell them anymore.
Ah, the ones that Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, all right.
They're gone. They've been gone for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So I can see a side of this where I get it. What they should have done instead of cold turkey quitting package pickup for the parks is I'm sure you had a lot of people that would buy just a random trinket and say, I'm not carrying around this all day, and send it up to the front of the park.
Yeah.
They should. Well, yeah, and I get that, but they should do a size limit for these where if you buy something that is over a certain dimension, you can still do package pickup. But if you buy something that is, a keychain and you want it set to the front because you don't want to carry it around all day in a bag, I get that. Cut that off. But
Yeah.
I think they should still have you won a giant Homer
Stuffed
stuff.
animal.
Yeah, that thing.
Homer plush.
Yeah, no, you're gonna you can send that to the front. You don't want to carry that around all day. Make the guest experience happy. So
Right, now we're forced to carry it around, and as we talked about, locker prices increased. The lockers aren't big enough to carry around your Homer plush. I can't get my Spider Pig into the dang locker. What am I supposed to do? Oh well, you can ship it home, or go back to your car in the parking garage. I'll tell you right now, I'm going back to my car in the parking garage. I'm leaving. I'm not walking all the way back and in.
I know how to get package pickup back. Everybody go win a Spider Pig the next time you're at Universal, and instead of carrying it around all day, just throw it into the lagoon. Just throw it into the lagoon.
You're gonna start a Spider Pig revolution, and it's not gonna be good for us or them.
You heard it here first. Go win a Spider Pig and throw it in the lagoon.
Yeah, all 20 of our listeners. Now there's hundreds, all hundreds of you. Go throw it in there. That will make a stand.
There's thousands.
Thousands. You're right. Tens of thousands. Oh yeah. Yep.
The listener in Bahrain's a bitch. Sorry, I had to throw that out there.
Less than 0.2% listeners in Bahrain. We still love you, French listeners, though. Go back.
Hey, this guy so
well, now we lost them once again. Thank you.
That's twice. They're still listening though.
You badmouth them, and then they're like, we don't want to deal with
I
these
love
guys.
the French. Okay.
Yeah, my mom went with me to Flower and Garden. She was quite disappointed they didn't have the escargot at the French pavilion this year. At the French stand.
When we go on our cruise later this year, we can have escargot.
That'd be a skip.
I'm gonna eat it.
No way.
Okay.
Moving some more outside news. Starting off, we're going to the across the pond over at Thorpe Park. This is over in the UK. They're about to open up one of their brand new coasters, fully built. It will be crowned as UK's tallest and fastest roller coaster, Hyperia. This thing looks awesome. Super tall, big giant drop, a bunch of zero-G moments for your hills. And there's actually going to be an early bird ticket where fans can purchase tickets at the cheaper price of 29 quid or euro, rather than the usual 39 quid euro.
Well, absolutely. Goal for me and you. Hopefully, one day is for both of us to get over to Thorpe Park, and I would love to go on this attraction. I think Thorpe Park looks awesome, and I cannot wait to hopefully one day get over there with you. There's a lot of stuff we could do over there in the UK, and I would love to get over there.
Right,
So
I mean, Thorpe has a slew of attractions that are pretty astounding and record-breaking. They have a lot of cool things. Is Thorpe the one that has the Saw the ride, or is that Europa?
oh, so that's either Thorpe or Alton Towers. I'm pretty sure it's Thorpe.
Oh, Alton Towers had the super immersive horror hotel where you would go to sleep and they would unleash scare actors into your hotel room while you're sleeping.
I'm pretty sure Thorpe is the one. Thorpe is the one with Saul. Thorpe is the one with the ghost train. I'm pretty sure Thorpe is the one with the coasters. Alton Towers is built on a land with a castle.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to find your statistics here to make it the fastest and tallest in UK. Okay, so as of
so
6th
it's
of
80.
March,
It's going to be over 80 miles an hour and
Okay.
235 feet tall apparently.
yeah, that sucker's fast.
236. I'm sorry.
236 foot tall, 81 miles an hour. I'm seeing here.
Which is the biggest and fastest in the UK.
Yep, made by Mack Rides. It's a hyper coaster. It's a chain lift, which is fascinating.
I love me a good chain lift. I love a chain lift. It so much nostalgia in a chain lift.
Yeah, there's
But,
some really good stuff.
But hopefully you and I can make it over to Thorpe Park one day. For my bit, are you done with your?
Yeah, I'm just going through Mack
Hyperion?
Rides real quick to see if there's anything we can
Okay.
relate it to. Not really for this particular coaster, but they've made stuff for SeaWorld Orlando. They made Journey to Atlantis. It's a hybrid water log flume roller coaster.
Which was way better before they took out the theming.
Yep. We can go on that a whole lot longer another time.
That's a whole different
They did
tangent.
the Wild Mouse in Hershey Park, Goofy's Sky School, and California Adventure, which is also a Wild Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
The Great Lego Race in Legoland, Florida, which is a Wild Mouse. They did the Manta Coaster in SeaWorld San Diego, which I believe is a copy and paste from Manta here in Florida. Oh! And I'm only going to say this because it's on here as an official source. They are the ride manufacturer. We're talking about Mack Rides, the one that made Hyperia, the tallest, fastest coaster in UK. They are the ride manufacturer for Starfall Racers, which was officially announced for Universal's Epic Universe, the racing launch coaster.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Very interesting.
It's
I
so
don't
Hyperia
normally pay
and
attention to your Cobra.
Starfall Racers are going to be the same.
Not nearly as tall and not nearly as fast. They've already announced those kinds of statistics. Though it's interesting. I never really look at the ride manufacturers. You know, Intamin is one of your big guys. And there's another guy, B&M, another big coaster manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
Mac, not one you really look at. Though they also did Slinky Dog Dash at Hollywood Studios and Flight of the Hippogriff.
B&M's not as prominent as it used to be, but...
No, but they've made those big boys back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Which is good. But yeah, this ride looks awesome. Super cool. 81 is fast as fuck. And 236 is nothing to seize at. No, it's no King to Ka, which is the biggest one in the States. I believe the fastest and tallest is now in China, though King to Ka is nothing to seize at. 500 plus foot or something like that.
The fastest I believe is still held by the Dubai coaster, the Ferrari coaster. If I'm not mistaken. That would be in Dubai, the UAB, but I may be wrong.
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure the Ferrari
is still the tallest. It says.
Yes, correct.
So
but I'm pretty sure
456 foot.
Mm-hmm. And I know Top Thrill is right behind that. I'm pretty sure. And
Top Thrill 2 off 420.
And then I believe the fastest to this day is still at Ferrari World in Dubai. If you want to fact check me on that real quick.
You have Formula Rossa, in Dubai.
That's
November
the
2010
Ferrari.
Present, which before that was King to Ka.
Yep, that's
and
the Ferrari
There's actually
coaster.
one that's not open yet. It's going to be even faster.
Formula Rosa, they make you wear safety goggles anytime you get on it. So
they're putting.
Hopefully, we can also make it over to that.
Six Flags Saudi Arabia Falcons Flight, which is going to have a speed of 155.
Yeah, well, we'll see when that actually comes to fruition, because I'm pretty sure that has been blue skied for years. So
it's part of the 2030 Saudi Vision 2030.
Which, if anybody's gonna do it, Saudi's gonna do it because they love their parks over there. But that park has been blue skied for a while. Yeah. Moving on, I just want to go ahead and throw out one more little news segment. One more little news segment before we wrap up into our last two things. Six Flags Over Georgia, which is a park close to me, close to my heart. They've got a great little dark ride called Monster Mansion, which is a mixture of Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. It's very cute. Six Flags Over Georgia also has your Justice League attraction. It's got a coaster called the Mindbender, which is a looping coaster that goes that you go on, but it's only got a lap bar. And the reason this coaster sits so near and dear to my heart is it was my daughter, who's 10 now, is her first ever upside down roller coaster ever. And a quick funny story. She said, "Daddy, does this coaster go upside down?" I said, "Baby, I don't think so." As we're going up the lift hill, she looks over and sees the loop and she says, "You lied to me." I said, "Oh, I didn't mean to. I forgot."
Yeah.
Which I knew the whole time. But I held on to her like a glove the whole time because it's only a lap bar and it goes upside down. And it's one of those old lap bars. But it's home to some of your favorite wooden coasters like the Cyclone, which used to be just a regular wooden coaster, but now it's a hybrid wooden coaster. It's a smaller hybrid wooden coaster, but they've got, they do Fright Fest every Halloween. They have a Goliath coaster that David Arquette rode when it came out. They've got, it's a fun little park. They've got, of course, a Batman roller coaster. They've got a Superman coaster, which was the first suspended hanging coaster where you're laying face down that I ever went on.
Oh yeah.
They've got a coaster called the Great American Scream Machine. But I went to this theme park a couple years ago. And the reason I don't go back very often is because it is not very family friendly any longer. I was in line for the
Six Flags?
This particular Six Flags. I'm not saying this is all Six Flags. I'm saying this one's located right outside of Atlanta, Georgia. I was waiting in line for the Great American Scream Machine, and to show you how unprofessional this park was at the time that I went, somebody was smoking marijuana in line for the Scream Machine, which is absolutely not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. I mean, I don't want to smoke it when I'm at the theme park. I have nothing against marijuana, but if I'm about to get on a roller coaster, you don't need to be chiefing up next to me. You know what I'm saying, homie?
Yeah, no chiefing. No chiefing.
But the problem is the ride attendants for the attraction, instead of handling it professionally, started screaming on the mic, "Hey, let me get some of that. Let me get some of that. I smell that. Give me some. Give me some." You know, I'm at a theme park. I'm at a theme park with my kids. You know, I'm at a theme park with my kids. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You don't need to be yelling that over the mic. I get it. I don't care if somebody's smoking it. You know, no big deal. But I don't need to be hearing y'all screaming, "Hey, let me get some of that," while you're operating a roller coaster at a theme park.
A machine
anyway,
could cause deadly destruction if improperly managed, right?
Correct.
Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, but this park, it's a beautiful park. It's a great park. There's a lot of great attractions. But on 3/3/24, it was reported that near 500 people became irate inside the parks and started fighting and yelling and running. As a police, it was 500 to 600 people, I'm sorry. As a police presence showed up, they started pushing people outside the park. Crowds extended outside of the park where gunfire erupted. Police officers were fired at, and police officers returned fire, hitting one suspect. They were fired at by multiple suspects outside the park. Only one suspect was returned fire on and shot, and is receiving medical attention for it. You know, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. But Six Flags released a statement saying that they were obviously dismayed by the events that took place. It is incredibly disappointing that our community is disrupted at public events throughout the region by groups of underage youth. Just like other venues in the area, we are committed to keeping this type of trouble outside our park and off our property. There was police activity involving gunshots. We want to confirm there was no shooting at our property or parking lot. This took place on South Service Road that is not owned or operated by Six Flags. However, we join our community and the Atlanta region and our commitment to safety and security. We won't put up with that type of activity. Now, when they say it didn't take place on the property, if you look at it, it says takes place on South Service Road. It is very common for it's very common for a theme park to have a road used for maintenance called Service Road. I'm assuming this took place, if you know the Six Flags Over Georgia area, this took place very close to the parking lot. This was not
you're saying basically
way off
the
property.
street.
I'm saying basically across the street. I'm saying basically it may not be owned by them, but it is pretty much what somebody would consider on property. That's my hypothetical assumption. I haven't been there in a couple of years, but
I'm sure you can look at it.
But either way, this is not the first incident Six Flags has had. Six Flags has had, like I said, they do have some issues every once in a while. They do hire a younger demographic of employees. I'm talking 16-year-old employees where guest satisfaction was not very good when I went. I'm talking it took me at one point when I was there 30 minutes to get Dipping Dots when there were 3 people in line.
That kind of thing stems from a number of pieces: your employee pool, your hiring
absolutely, but
your wage offerings,
when you hire these younger crowds, you're having their younger friends that show up all the time. It's what needs to happen, without getting too in depth, is what Knott's Berry Farm did and what some of these other parks did, where you are not entering that park by yourself unless you are with an 18-year-old.
If you're under 18, you have a chaperone, right?
Yeah, that's how it needs to be. Yeah. Correct. And that's really all I have to say about that. I mean, this article speaks for itself. Shouldn't be much else to say. Would I attend this park again? Yes, I would. Yeah. I mean,
they still
I'm hoping
metal detectors and have a safety when you're inside the park.
And
I'm
hoping
behavior beyond
correct.
that, rather.
And I'm now obviously this stemmed from a bunch of juveniles fighting inside the park, but yeah, once it extends outside the gunshots, that's totally different. But you need to control what happens in the park so you don't have to push all those people out.
And their statement doesn't have accountability here.
It's like, nope, wasn't us. It absolutely was, y'all.
It sucks that this happened. We don't want this to happen. It's really sad that it happened. But come on. Take something.
This started inside the park.
Yes, it started there. The instigation was there.
I'm really hoping me, you, and our friend ZJ can go up there and attend their Fright Fest and can go to Netherworld, which is right down the road, because we've always wanted to attend Netherworld. And Six Flags is right down the road. This is only 5 hours from my house. You could come up here on a cheap flight, and I could drive us up there, and we could make a weekend out of it and report back on Netherworld and Fright Fest and Six Flags, because there are some great attractions there. But until we're sure that this is not going to happen, I don't feel comfortable going to the theme park. So
that particular park.
Now, I know not all Six Flags have this problem, but moving on, we've said enough about that.
I'd say it's
ridiculous, but
across the brand sucks. Having been to Great Adventure in Jersey,
but Bill, I believe that wraps up our news for this particular
and we are
episode.
Pushing on time, so you want to do the theme park Easter egg or just jump to Wall of Shame?
Let's we're gonna each do a theme park Easter egg, but we're not gonna expand on it anymore. We're just gonna throw out one Easter egg, and then we're gonna go to our Wall of Shame.
Okay.
So I'll let you go first.
Oh, I go first.
Oh.
Okay, good.
Oh, you want me to go first? You go first.
You started the segment. I want you to have it.
Okay, so this segment, instead of giving y'all 3 different Easter eggs, from now on we're just gonna give y'all one Easter egg an episode on any park, any location, any attraction. So my first Easter egg is one of my favorites. I'm going to go with in the Revenge of the Mummy. Whenever you're going through the attraction during the pre-show video, Brendan Fraser is just trying to get his cup of coffee. At the end of the attraction, you pull up to a video screen. Brendan Fraser says, "This interview would have, welcome back. This interview would have gone a lot better if I would have gotten my cup of coffee." And then a mummy hand
Ghostly
appears appears from your left to your right with a cup of coffee. It's really just a skeleton hand. And Brendan Fraser starts screaming. The screen goes black. As the screen goes black, Brendan Fraser continues screaming. But while he's screaming, if you listen closely, he yells, harder. That feels good. You cannot hear it unless you really know what to listen for. But once you hear it, you will never unhear it. And that's one of my favorite Easter eggs. So
that
let me hear
will
yours.
Stay with you. All right, my Easter egg for this week. I always love homages to previous attractions. Now, when you're getting off the Haunted Mansion, you can also see it when you're going into it at the Haunted Mansion here in Disney World Magic Kingdom. On the pet cemetery on your left as you exit, on your right as you enter, you can see up in the back, center right piece of that plot, you'll see a Mr. Toad statue sitting up there. And that was added far after the fact of the attraction opening in Magic Kingdom, as the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh replaced Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And so they added a little statue of Mr. Toad into the pet cemetery, a very appropriate place for him. It's always great. I always look at him and I always point, and no matter who's with me or whom has seen it before, I'm always pointing and say, there he is. There's Mr. Toad. He's still with us.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a great one. All right, Davey. Quick wall of shame and let's get the hell out of here. I can't wait to come see you.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to pick you up tomorrow.
Booyah. All right, wall of shame. Kick
Okay.
us off.
So, wall
we
of
have
shame.
music now. You don't have to do that anymore.
I still like doing it. Fuck it. All right, so if you want to leave your own wall of shame, call 407-490-2220, 407-490-2220. You can also text your wall of shame. So wall of shame, what we do is we go online to the socials and we find something that pisses us off that you people post, and we're going to talk about it. So really quickly, my wall of shame, and I can do this one really quickly actually because it's kind of a generic one. There weren't very many on there, is people that share secrets online and then get mad when it turns out that their secrets they shared make it difficult for them to attend the parks. So somebody that says, oh, you got to go during this time of the year, it's not busy. And then they go and they're like, oh, why is it so busy? Or somebody that says, oh, Horror Nights is usually busy on this night. And then they go and it's busy that night. When you release your secrets on social media, people are going to listen. Your secrets are not secrets anymore. Keep your secrets to yourself. That's all I have to say.
And real quick to add on, if you think it's a secret, and I've already accepted this kind of thought line years ago. If I've already thought about something, if I've thought about it, it's already been thought about. If I've thought about an invention,
Absolutely.
It's already been invented. You thinking of a secret, it's already been thought of. If you've noticed a secret, it's already been seen. And you're definitely not the first one to post about it. So just shut the hell up. Keep it to yourself. If you think you're so smart and so secretive, keep it one. You can't keep your mouth shut.
If you think you have such a good secret, take it on Shark Tank and release it on Shark Tank, and we'll see you get made fun of.
Yeah, let me get Mark Cuban quit. Lori Grenier or Mr. Wonderful. Let me see one of them dum-dums give you money. Yeah, right.
Okay, what's your wall? What's your wall? Oh, we don't have to do that. We have a recording now.
Oh, shit. Shit. God damn.
All right, give it to me. Let's go. Come on, let's wrap this up so Brennan doesn't freak out.
I know. Wall of shame for this week from me. Someone was going on about how they didn't get the right song they wanted on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. So they said, no, that's not... Pause. That's it. Done. No, they went up to the cast member. I wanted
September.
They went up to the cast member at the dispatch and say, hey, can I get this song? Don't know the context. Cast member probably said, yeah, They went on the ride. They got the song they wanted. And they went back and requested a song every time since. And they were pissed off that they didn't get the song they requested. Are you kidding me? You're asking for a damn song in a randomly generated launch sequence? Not that the sequence is randomly generated, but the song is randomly chosen. No one in there has the ability to force a song through. Shut up. Get in your queue and get on the damn ride and stop clogging it up.
This week we're going to see somebody suing Disney over a TBI because they didn't get the song they requested on Guardians of the Galaxy.
God. I didn't get Rule the World. It's my dad's last ride. Shut up. You didn't do nothing. You're just wasting people's time. Quit bothering the cast members. They want to push you through. They have KPIs and metrics they have to hit. How many people they got pushed through an hour? Go away.
Dummy. All right. Well, that's
you ready to get out of here?
Fucking. We got to stop ending it with Wall of Shame because it just pisses me off before I go to bed.
God, I'm going to bed. Man.
All right, but yeah, me too. All right, well, plug our socials and let's get the hell out of here. Let's leave these people with a reasonable amount of episode to listen to.
That's right. Thank you all so much for listening. We are so happy to be here for you and give you some talk and park with Park Talk Radio. Email parktalkradio@gmail.com. Phone number, text, call, voicemail, do your thing, 407-490-2220. All your socials, Park Talk Radio, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Twitch, Snapchat, TikTok. We got the goods. You want to take them in. And be sure to take care of your friends, and we'll see you out there in the park next time on Park Talk Radio. Bye.
You're going to need a bigger boat.